2,500 years ago, this was the center of the known world. The Persian Empire ruled 44% of the entire human population, more than Rome ever did. They invented human rights. They built paradise gardens. They were the superpower that never lost. Today, that land is Iran, and the world sees it as a pariah state, a desert of sanctions and mullahs. So, what the hell happened? How does the world's first superpower become a country that can't sell its own oil? Most people blame the 1979 revolution, but I'm going to show you that Persia died 1,400 years ago, and everything since, the Shah, the Ayatollahs, the nuclear program, is just a corpse twitching. Comment below, do you think Iran can ever rise again? Or is the glory of Persia gone forever? First, we have to respect the scale. The Achaemenids, 550 to 330 BC, were not conquerors like the Mongols. They were administrators. They let Jews return to Jerusalem. They built the royal road. They had a postal service that put Rome to shame. Their secret? Tolerance. You pray to your God. You pay your tax. You shut up and serve the King of Kings. Then came Alexander the Great. In 330 BC, he burned Persepolis. Textbook decline, right? Wrong. Persia ate Alexander. His successors, the Seleucids, got replaced by the Parthians, who were Persian fanboys. Then the Sasanians, 224 to 651 AD, came back stronger than ever. The Sasanian Empire is the what-if of history. They fought Rome to a standstill for 400 years. They built the Arch of Ctesiphon. They revived Zoroastrianism. But here is the fatal flaw. Rome and Persia fought so hard, for so long, that they bled each other white. And in the year 632 AD, a new force was brewing in the desert. A force that didn't play by the rules of heavy cavalry and siege towers. This is the controversy. In 636 AD, at the Battle of Al-Qadisiyah, 30,000 Arab Muslims met the Persian war elephants. The Persians lost, not because they were weak, but because their elite had become lazy. The Emperor Yazdijerd III ran away. He ran all the way to China, begging for help that never came. Over the next 20 years, Islam swallowed Persia whole. But here is what historians don't like to say out loud. The Arabs did not just conquer land. They erased a civilization. The Persian language was banned. Arabic became the language of God and government. Zoroastrian fire temples were turned into mosques. If you were caught with the Avesta like their Bible, you were killed. They forced the jizya tax on non-believers. To be Persian, you had to pay to breathe. To be Muslim, you had to become Arab. Most Persians converted to Islam, but not because they believed. They converted to avoid being second-class citizens in their own homeland. See, Persia did not disappear. It went underground. For 200 years, the Shubia movement happened. Persian scholars secretly writing essays about how Arabs were stupid camel herders and Persians were cultured kings. And then, the revenge. By 850 AD, the caliphate in Baghdad got weak. The Persian Samanid Empire rose up, and they did the most rebellious thing possible. They brought back Persian. The poet Ferdowsi spent 30 years writing the Shahnameh, Book of Kings. He wrote 50,000 verses, and he used almost no Arabic words. It was a declaration of war. But here is the tragedy. They didn't bring back Zoroastrianism. Persia was now a Shia Islam. Fast forward to 1501, the Safavid Empire. Shah Ismail forces the entire nation to convert from Sunni to Shia Islam. Why? To be different from the Ottomans and the Uzbeks, which are all Islam Sunni. Persia became the odd one out in the Muslim world. This created the modern border of Iran. Here is the soul of this video. Persia survived by pretending to die. They wore the mask of Islam for 1,000 years. But underneath the turban, the Persian soul, the Nowruz holiday, the poetry of Hafez, the chess, the gardens, never vanished. But the mask became the face. By the 19th century, Persia was weak again. The British and Russians carved it up like a hunted deer. The Qajar kings were selling land for European loans. Then came the 1953 CIA coup. We overthrew their democratically elected prime minister, Mossadegh, because he tried to nationalize oil. We installed the Shah. The Shah tried to reboot Persia. He threw away Islam, threw away tradition, tried to become Western. He called himself the King of Kings, or Shahanshah. Iranians hated it. They hated the secret police. They hated the Western clothes. So in 1979, they chose the opposite extreme. The Ayatollahs. They threw out the West. They brought back theocracy. And suddenly, the world forgot Persia existed. All they saw was death to America and women in black chatters. This is the controversy. Persia didn't die from the outside. It died from the inside. Every time Persia tried to save itself, by converting to Islam, by becoming Shia, by becoming secular, by becoming Islamist, it lost a piece of its original soul. Today, young Iranians are hacking VPNs to watch this video. They listen to illegal heavy metal. They dance in secret. They know the name Cyrus better than the name Khomeini. Is Iran going to wake up one day and say, "We are not Arab. We are not European. We are Persian"? Or is 1,400 years of decline too much to reverse? Here is my take. Persia is the zombie empire. It refuses to stay dead. But until Iran stops defining itself against the West or against Islam, it will never be the king of kings again. Before you go, comment. Who is more to blame for Persia's fall, the Arab invaders or the Persians themselves for converting?